I'm starting to see a pattern here. You have people who go to an exotic locale, they meet exotic people, and then they meet exotic deaths.
Well, they say no matter what you do as a filmmaker, you're making the same movie over and over and over. And every time I go, this one would be completely different, unlike anything I've ever done. I'm like, did I make another movie about a group of people going somewhere and horrible things happening? But I can't resist. The subject matter. First of all, going to Chile. Chile is such a beautiful country, but it's also very much like Santa Barbara or Los Angeles. The vineyards are gorgeous, the clubs are fun, the girls are stunning, the beaches are amazing, and it's opposite seasons, so whenever it gets cold in November, December in Los Angeles, you go to Chile and summer's just starting. So writing the movie was a really fun time, and Nicolas Lopez has built this incredible industry down there.
The movie is kind of based on the real earthquake that happened in Chile in the year 2010. And it was a really hardcore experience. I lived there, so suddenly, I was sleeping. The earthquake happened the last weekend of summer at 3:34 a.m. So everybody was partying and drinking, and I wasn't there because I was shooting a movie, so I had to be up really early. And suddenly, the earth started moving, and I was like, okay, this is a tremor. Chile in a way is very similar to LA because you have tremors all the time, and you're used to them. So it's like, okay, a tremor, and suddenly I saw my Nintendo Wii flying across the room, and I was like, okay, this is serious. So I went to the first floor, I opened the door where you could see the whole skyline of Santiago, and suddenly everything turned white, like a nuclear explosion. And I looked and I saw my neighbor that was hugging his 8-month pregnant wife, and I was like, whoa. Like the first thing that I thought was like, this is the end of the world. And the second thing was like, this could be a really cool movie.
I'm Chilean, and I lived through the real earthquake that the movie is not completely, but partly based in. And most of the facts that the movie most of the stories that the movie shows, I actually went through. One of my close friends got both of his hands chopped off. I was at a club dancing at 3:30 a.m. when the real earthquake hit, and it was complete chaos. I've lived through many earthquakes, but never one this intense. It was like the whole world was like cracking. And it was so chaotic because it was made out of glass, and girls were trying to escape because it's so claustrophobic. You just really want to get out. You don't really think about exit. And girls were bleeding all of their arms or your toes, and we were trying to find my friend's hands. We actually found them. Thank God it was a bar. There was ice. We iced them. He actually got both of them back sewn together, but only one of them got sensibility. So it's tough. When you're in an earthquake, it's nature. It's not human nature, so you don't really know how to react. It's a different thing. You can't control it. It's not like if a bulgar comes or if somebody's raping you, you can do something to him. You can put him in jail. When it's nature, you don't know. You can't really stop it.
Have you ever been in a pretty horrible earthquake, and what'd you do?
I've been in a serious earthquake. I was with a girl in my bedroom when I first went to LA, and she's from the East Coast, as was I. We didn't know what to do. But it was very scary because it's fun for a second, and then we're like, this isn't stopping. We went under a doorway and we stood there, and then we waited. We're like, do we stay here all night? Thankfully, we weren't hurt. It wasn't like serious like the Northridge earthquake, but it was very scary.
Yeah, it was crazy, but in a way, what I like about the movie is that it talks about the collapse of society and how easy it is for that to happen. And that could happen anywhere, here in LA, that could happen, especially now that we live in a world where there's such a huge difference in, the 99% versus the 1%. And, there is so much tension there that something like an earthquake, what it does is that it releases all that tension. And that what happened, like suddenly you have people that they wanted to protect their own houses, so everybody was with guns, and I was like, what? Like, where are we? Like, it was like going back to dictatorship.
Whatever you see, like the appeared tricks, they were real. Like a lot of the effects are practical and happen for real. So that's what makes the movie very effective, I think, because it's not computered, it's not digital, it's not special effect, it's really happening.
Yeah, everything you see falling actually falls. It's concrete. I think that really what Andrea says. It's a plus in the movie. It's sound effects.
It's a plus in acting too because it was real.
It made our acting so much easier.
Natural reaction.
However, the set was a joke. It was so much fun. We had so much fun doing it. It was like all nights, and Nico and Eli are so much fun to work with that it was kind of contradictory.
The first time you don't have to worry about the lipstick and the
it's not makeup so much more. It's more about blood.
More dust, the better.